We back, still on. I think I'm gonna just try to run down about this. Might be random thoughts, random quick stories. Volume two. So, all right. Let's talk about my first racial experience, and I didn't even know it was racist. I mean, until now at the time, years I think. Like, yeah, it was racist. I just thought like, man, I'm just getting picked on or something. Who knows? But um, when this happened. A young buck. So I was probably 7, 8, 9, somewhere around there. We lived in I guess officially first house because we was at another house when I was a baby, but who the hell remembers that? But so this was the first crib we was at, and from a very young age, my mom is a fighter. Ain't no flight in her. It's fight or fight. She got a fight or fight mentality. No flight. It's up. If it's up, it's up. Kicking ass. And that's how she raises yo. All right, somebody it's yo. She used to say like, yo, somebody if you think somebody gonna hit you, hit them first. That was the rule. Think somebody gonna hit you, hit them first. Ba bong bong bong. Think you can't beat them, grab something. Ba bong bong bong. And this was instilled in me very. There was few- some lessons that was instilled in me very young. So I always thought about that time or that lesson she taught me. And again, 7, 8, 9, first career. We used to play with a bunch of. I was probably the only black guy at the time around the area. We used to live on this big hill at the bottom of it. We used to live at the bottom of this big old hill that was damn near a cul-de-sac. But we was down the bottom of the hill, but then we had to go up steps to get to a duplex or something. We was connected to somebody too, by the way, which is another wild story happened then in that other duplex. But so this we was just man, another quick story. We were just outside having fun one day, and I don't know, but 5 to 6 white guys just wanted to keep messing with me, and I don't know why. And I felt like one of them they was about to hit me or jump me, because I don't remember what was said or anything. But next thing you know, I got a piece of brick in my hand. Cluck, cluck, cluck one of the dudes all in the head. They were mad stitches, mad gas, really cracked them. Just, oh my gosh, it was horrible. That was like the first time I ever drew blood on somebody. And I'm 7, 8, 9. This is a traumatic experience. They're like, yo, what the world? At the time, I was just like, oh, it's whatever. But then I think about it like after, like, yo, that was insane. Why did I have to do that? But I remember the parents coming down to the crib when I was in the house, and my mom like scolded me in front of them, like, what happened? You did blah, 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 blah. But then after, it was like, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. Boom. Don't don't always do that. Like 6 white dudes gonna jump you, crack them across the head. I never looked at it as like racist at the time. I'm thinking like, yo, they was picking on me probably because I was the only black guy. I was the odd man out. So that's what they did. Cracked him over the head. Sometimes I feel bad about it today because I know for a fact that he still has that scar on his head or forehead or something. Because I got stitches and I still stitches on my face and I still got scars. And this was way bigger than any stitch or anything I ever got. So he still has to think about me cracking him on the head with the brick. Probably changed his life forever. But shout out to him. Couldn't remember his name. If he and that's a wild part. Couldn't remember his name. Don't know what he looked like. He might see me again and stab me or something, and I wouldn't even know. Wouldn't even know where it came from. He might be setting me up now and something. He might got a genie on my head now, and I don't even know it. He might got a million on my head. Wouldn't even know it. Couldn't even tell you. But so more of that is if somebody hit you, hit them first. You got to use weapons. Use them. And also that hurting people hurts you for real. Every time I'd have never like had to physically hurt somebody, it hurt yourself. That's why I'm not a big huge fan of the violence, but will do it. And at the end it does hurt. Those are the lessons. Random see, random thought number two. Let's see. Um so middle school. I might have told this story already. I'd have told this story. I don't know where though. It's on one of the other videos about me having us wearing tall tees during the time and me rushing to school and having shit on my tall tee and my damn near crush seeing the shit and then me just playing it off like it's mud. She's crying tears. Because even if it was mud, it's still funny that you got mud on your tall tee. But it's like maybe she even knew that was shit too. But she just ain't admit that she knew that was shit. But it was so hilarious. And how it was like fourth, fifth period. Like I was halfway through the day, probably smelling like shit, walking through the school. So that was a wild story that I think I told, but I just retold it quickly. Who was this? Another quick story is I don't know why. I'm just a fan of doing a bunch of random shit. Random if it's new, if it's something I haven't did before, I'm gonna do. You wanna try to turn up something, we could turn it up. And sneaking in some chick's house. Not even sneaking in somebody's house. I guess her parents was gone. But being in some chick's house, it was during the day. Now I remember. Her parents was probably at work. And I don't want to say her name because she might her father might see this or something. But being silly enough to be all through her house and for some reason it was like, yo, we just gotta have sex everywhere in your house. Every spot of your house we having sex at. So we really started like in the basement, just went that bathroom, boom, over here, boom. She had a big wood kitchen table. That joint was heavy, huge as hell. And yo, get on here, boom. Hold on, did it all on her kitchen table. And at one point we was on the steps and on the steps she with the coat racks and stuff like that. And for some reason I put on her father's coat and just was knocking it down with her father's coat on. Like big log trench coat. And I'm knocking it down. It's just a funny story that just it just I told my boys they loved it. She loves it, thinks it's silly as hell too. But I swear to you, I think if he finds out now, right now, if he finds out that ever happened, he will still probably still off on me or something. I think about it now, like, yo, if I found out one of my daughter's niggas put on my coat to knock down my daughter, I'm going off. I don't care if I'm 80 years old. I'm still in off on you, my guy. So I'm very nervous to tell this story. Hopefully, he never sees this. I didn't even give a name, but I'm still scared he might smelt sex on his trench coat and was like, how the hell this happened? But I'm sorry. I only did it once. My bad. Shout out to you. We went on her. We was in her mother's bed, her mother's bathroom. Like we did it everywhere. I don't know why. I don't know why she agreed to it or why we did it. We was just being silly as hell. What's I want to talk my second trip to Vegas. Hold on. What's some lessons? I gave some lessons. Watch out for shit on your shirt. Have fun. Maybe try on the dude's coat and then risk it. Second trip to Vegas. I don't know why I want to tell this story. It was like nothing happened, but it was just what that what was happening. I went to this was post Farm, maybe during Farm years, but shorty. No, it was after Farm, but She was one of the baddest. Have I told this story? I gotta start listing what stories I've told and what stories I didn't tell. Cause now I'm like, yo, did I tell this story? Or was that about another bad joint? Anyhow, we'll quickly go through it. She was one of the baddest at firms. Very quiet type joint, but again, one of the baddest. And at one time, I guess you know how they do the town share. Yo, timeshares, come for a seminar. It was at Bass Pro Shop. I went there to get a pistol or something. The dude like, yo, you pay 100 or something, and you could go to any of these, stay any of these cities for free. Blah 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 blah. You just got to sit into a 3 hour seminar. Oh, they got me. So I was like, all right, bet I'll do this. And Vegas was one of the spots. I was like, all right. Been in big Vegas before, which I guess I can tell that little Vegas story. That was kind of fun. But went to Vegas before. Yeah, this was my second time at Vegas, and it was just like I think we even I think we even slept on separate beds and everything. It just wasn't the vibe. I don't even know what the climax or what the where I'm going with the story, but it just wasn't it. The lesson there is you really don't know. I mean, because the chick just never went out. She was just so sad about, I just don't go on trips and blah, blah, blah. And dudes don't want me, blah, blah. And me, I'm just trying to build her up. And, yo, she was bad low key, but just, it was, that's a lesson right there. They can be bad, but if their confidence isn't up to par, they'll be the ugliest, most boringest people ever. Just don't say 3 words. And that's tough, but kind of crazy at the end of the day. But yeah, Shorty was kind of wild at one point. Sometimes she was. This is after the fact and stuff. She would post like pictures with her stabbing knives and stuff. Well, anywho, went with her to Vegas. We damn near stayed in separate rooms. No, I don't know the end of that story. Nothing happened. I ain't get a timeshare. Don't do those. They just you stay at a hotel away from the strip. Hey, take shuttles and stuff through the trip. It was just wild. It was such a random, just nothing story, respectfully. So that's it for that one. For that story. Let's see. What time is it? 3:10. Still haven't ate yet. Um, get on another chick story. I guess that's part of just a character story. Like, yo, even if the chick, I don't know, I would take L's. I would hope chicks that, I don't know. I don't know. It was like Pokemon season. I just gotta catch them all regardless, or even if they were fit to get caught, or if they had anything about anything going with themselves, or I don't know how that story might gotta get retold or replayed because it's just wild. Another quick story. Just no, we'll stop it there. See, we'll see where we're going.